Okay, welcome, beautiful, to your rich, bold, beautiful life. We're in the masterclass today, and I'm your host, but I'm going to talk about that later. So let's get started. By the end of this masterclass, you are going to know the real fears that are holding you back, and it might not be what you're thinking. The second thing you're going to learn are the 4 core principles to live your rich, bold, beautiful life. The third is the secret of people who have it all. There is a secret. And finally, I'm going to talk to you about next steps and how you can turn what we talk about today into reality in the long run. Okay, so let's do a little bit of housekeeping. It's going to really support you in your experience today. So be present. We live in a world where it's like, let's do 500 things at the same time. That's not going to serve you. So have a pen and paper with you or your journal. If you don't have that, go ahead and grab it, but keep listening to my voice because I want you to hear the rest of the items. Put everyone away. If you've got little ones, if you've got coworkers, if you've got people who are coming to you and being like, hey, can you help me with this because the world is going to end? Listen, put everyone away. They're going to be okay for the next 90 minutes. Nobody's going to miss out, okay? And turn off everything else. Here's the biggest one. Turn your phone off. I have my phone flipped so I can't see it. Just turn your phone off, turn it on vibrate, put it in another room. Really allowing yourself to be present and here today. It's actually going to be relaxing, number one, because we're constantly being pulled in so many directions. And if you're feeling like I have a lot of things to do and I'm going to try to do something while I watch this class, the data shows that multitasking reduces your effectiveness by 40%. By 40%. So you're not going to get anything else done. You're not going to get that thing done. You're not going to be able to get everything from today. So just go ahead and give yourself this gift of being here. Like, I know that I appreciate that. So along with that, have an open mind. You're here for a reason. And there might be parts of you that are really open, and there might be parts of you that are a little bit skeptical. There might be parts of you that don't believe that it's possible for your dream to come to life. And I want you to allow that part of you to just rest for today. You don't have to agree with everything I say, but you're going to get a golden nugget and a number of golden nuggets today that's really going to help you move forward. And that's my goal, is for you to get what you're meant to get. You're here for a divine reason, and you're going to get what you're meant to. So along with that, let's really treat this space as sacred. This is a sacred space. There's a reason that those of us who are here in this circle together, I know we're virtual, but we're here together for a reason. There's a reason that you are here right now. So what is your intention for being here? Go ahead and set that for yourself. And you can write it down in your journal right now. And if you'd like to share, you can absolutely put it in the chat. I always love to hear what is coming up for you. Okay, and like I promised, there is a giveaway at the end. So I'm so excited to give a very special giveaway. This giveaway is going to go to the woman who is most engaged. There were so many of you on time and early. I am just blown away, and I love that because it shows me how serious you are about your life moving forward. And we're going to get that going today. So there is a giveaway at the end, so stay tuned for that. Okay, and we're going to start with an affirmation. Okay, so go ahead and close your eyes and put it here so you see it. I am worthy of a rich, bold, beautiful life. But let's get really grounded and let's take in 3 deep breaths. And then I'll say the affirmation for you, and then you can repeat it. So take in 3 deep breaths. Second breath. And third breath. Okay. And with your eyes closed, just repeat after me. I am worthy of a rich, bold, beautiful life. And again, really from your heart, I am worthy of a rich, bold, beautiful life. Yes, you are. Okay, you can go ahead and open up your eyes and let's talk about that. Have you tried to live a rich, bold, beautiful life? Just go ahead and put that in the chat. Okay, you have, yes, 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 kinda, okay, great. Yes, don't always feel like it is. Yep, sometimes, love it, kinda, okay, great. My intention is to enjoy life to the max. I'm here to learn how, yes, okay. Oh, I love that. I love that you shared your intention. And somebody else said their intention is to live life to the fullest. Love it, love it. Okay, so many of you have actually said yes, and you've been trying, and it kind of feels in between. And you may or may not feel like you're there based on what I'm hearing so far. You don't really feel like you're completely there. So let me ask you this. Are you happy with the results? Are you happy with the results of you trying to live a rich, bold, and beautiful life? Nope. Okay, the inconsistency bothers me. Haven't been successful. Okay, some results, but not others. Not completely happy, but feel like I'm getting there. Okay, somewhat. Okay. With the attempts made so far, yes, but feel there's still more in store. Yes. Oh my gosh, I can resonate with all of these. Okay, so if you haven't, or you're feeling like some and not, what has stopped you from achieving your rich, bold, beautiful life as a whole in all the ways? Okay. Yes. So I was very happy with the results and on the right path, but the multiple deaths this year has really impacted that. Yes. Circumstance, absolutely. Things outside of your control, very difficult times. And I'm very sorry for your loss. Life and all its responsibilities, expectations, and striving for better, lack of clarity, inconsistent action, loss of vision. Yes. Going into old patterns. Okay. Imposter syndrome. Yes. I mean, do you see, like, can you connect to one or all of these? I know that I can connect to every single thing that's been said so far. And that's the thing. You're not alone in this. You're not alone in the hardships that come in your life. You're not alone in feeling the imposter syndrome or having your old patterns come back up or having the internal dialogue actually stop you. So let's talk about, we're going to get to the real fears. But right now, I just want to tell you that you're in the right place if you know you're special and you're tired of playing small and shrinking yourself to make others comfortable. Who can resonate with this? Type yes in the chat if this is you. If this is you. And type in special if you know you're special. Okay. Yes, special. Okay. Okay, yes. It's always a yes. And how about you who's out there right now who's a rebel and saying, I'm not going to tell you I'm special because I know I'm special and I don't have to tell you. Who's that? Just type in special too. Okay. That's me. Yes, I know. I knew it was somebody and not just one of you, more than one of you. Okay. Do you see the commonalities that we have? Do you see it already? We believe we're special. You are special. That's not untrue, but we're going to talk about why it feels untrue at times. You are limited by certain things that have been coming up. You are here because you want to dream bigger and have that life. So Notice how we are so similar, and yet we are from all different parts of the world. You don't even know so many people here, and yet we're all connected. Okay, so many specials. Someone said I almost didn't type it. Exactly. Okay, so you're also in the right place if you're feeling fine but never full, and doing the things, but it's not quite enough. Type in yes if that resonates for you too. Feeling fine, but never full. Yes. Oh gosh, look at all of the yeses coming in. Yes. Okay. And you're also in the right place if you want to live your life in a way you know you're meant to. Something you may not be able to put words to, but you know you're meant for something big. So type in a yes if this resonates with you, and then we will move forward because I'm just seeing yeses all over. Okay. Okay, awesome. Okay. Yes to the last one, yes. You may not even have words. It's just something that you feel sometimes. And I really wanted to say that because sometimes we feel stuck because we don't have the words to it. And when people ask like, well, what is it? And you're like, I don't know, but I know. So I know, you know, and I see you. It doesn't always have to be about words. It can be that feeling. Okay, so let's talk about what's really holding you back. I want to talk about the real fears because we can think it's our inner doubt. We can think it's a number of different things, but I want to tell you the real fears that come up. When we are talking about living your rich, bold, beautiful life, when we're talking about the grandeur of being rich, bold, and beautiful, there is this fear of who will I become? This might be subtle or it might be really loud, but there is this fear that I will change as a person. That if you become any one of those things, and especially all of those things, then maybe you'll change as a person. And we have a lot of conditioning around that, around this feeling of who will I become because it's bad to be rich. Rich people are bad. We hear that often. Women can't be bold. And let's not even get into beautiful. I mean, society has completely conditioned us to believe that we're not beautiful unless we are flawless top to bottom. I mean, we are part of a society that makes billions of dollars because of us not feeling beautiful enough. So there's this fear that who will I become? Will I become somebody who's greedy? Will I become somebody who's vain? Will I become somebody who railroads other people? Think about that. Think about how this fear shows up in your life, that I might become somebody who is not good. So you've got that fear. Another real fear is, am I deluding myself? And I'm seeing your yeses come in. Yes, like if this is speaking to you, then yeah, show me the yeses. Okay, so am I deluding myself? So we all said we're special. The specials came through, even from the rebels who didn't want to say it. The specials came through. Okay, there is also a fear of, am I deluding myself? And that fear shows up in the imposter syndrome. It does show up in those moments where you might think, oh, but maybe I just think I am, but I'm not really. I'm not really. And do you see how like my body is literally getting smaller? That's the energy of it. When we start to think, maybe I'm deluding myself. Okay, the last one is this fear of something bad will happen. Something bad will happen. And yes, in the chat box, yes, like who am I to do this or that? Yes. Oh my gosh, that is so relevant to the am I deluding myself? Who am I to do that? And we're going to talk about that later. Okay, so the final fear that I really believe is the real fear is that something bad will happen. So we each have an upper limit. So notice, for those of you who said, I've gotten it in some places, but not in all of the places. So I've had it here, but not here. It's because we all have what's called an upper limit. There's a great book by Gay Hendricks called The Big Leap. And he talks about the upper limit being this ceiling, this ceiling that we have of what we believe we can have in life. And when we hit that ceiling, then if we have more than that, what happens is we'll do something to self-sabotage. We'll do something where we believe, oh my God, the other shoe's going to drop. Like I can't have too many good things. So for example, you might be rocking it in your career, but you may be missing out on love in your life right now. So yeah, somebody's going to look at you and say, oh, you're amazing. Look at you and this amazing career you have, but you're really missing out on love. And there could be a belief that, well, I can succeed financially and in my job, but I can't have love. And it could be the flip side. You could have love, you could have family, you could have, you know, the beautiful kids and the minivan and the things that a lot of women look at, but you feel like, I feel so stuck in my life right now. I feel like my kids make me feel like, where did my brain go? And so your belief may be, well, for me to be a good mom and a good family member, well, I can't go for my dreams that are related to money and career. And you might be somebody who has all of the things. You might have love, you might have career, but your health is suffering or something else is suffering. Just notice where your upper limits show up and how that's stopping you from going all the way. What's stopping you from saying, okay, I can have all the things. This real fear here about something bad will happen, it's a real one. And this is the one that is, oh my gosh, I could talk for hours about it, but let's keep going. Okay. Excuse me. I want to tell you what I believe. So those are the big ones, but here's the biggest one that I believe is the one that is holding you back. And it's this quote by Marianne Williamson. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? So I want you to type in light. If you have a big light, but you've been dimming it for way too long. Oh yeah. Yes, 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 so much. So I see the chat blowing up with light. Beautiful. Also, I love that I can say blowing up with light. Let's not get into a whole conversation about being Muslim and saying blowing up, but it's really beautiful to be able to say blowing up with light. And that's what we get to do. We get to blow up in our light. You get to be your bright, radiant, shining self. Okay, love it. Okay, so hello, I'm Shazia. We've already gotten so deep, haven't we? And I haven't even introduced myself. So I know many of you know me, but I want to formally introduce myself. I am the host of the top-ranked podcast, Feminine and Fulfilled. Thank you for all of you watching who listen. I am also an ICF certified life coach. If you like to know credentials, I'm a very credentialed coach. I'm a PCC. I'm also a PMP, project management professional. I was an engineer by trade, but really my purpose and my love is being a coach, and I am certified. I'm also a lover of potty humor. Oh my goodness. I love potty humor. I have a podcast episode titled Fart because I mean, just the word is so funny. Thank you for laughing with me. I'm also a powerful, playful, loving leader, and I say that with full confidence. I say that because it is who I am, and I am living a rich, bold, and beautiful life. But I wasn't always. So every time I look at this picture, I can remember this exact moment. This is at my brother's graduation 10 years ago. This was his college graduation, and you can just see my eyes. Like I'm literally the same person. I'm not a different person. I haven't had any work done, but do you see the difference in the same person? Like literally, I was exhausted. I was holding it all together. I was pretending I was good while I was dying inside. Like literally in this photo, my marriage was unraveling. Literally, it was unraveling, and I was pretending to the world that everything was okay. And it was unraveling because the year prior, my son had passed away, and I was in such a low place. And I just felt like this utter failure. And even as I share it with you right now, I'm talking about it almost in a disconnected way, because I think a part of me doesn't even understand that that used to be my life. But it was. I was walking around and I was just trying to hold it all together, to pretend everything's okay. But you could see it in my eyes. It's right there. And so I went on this trip. My divorce ended up happening. And the winter after my divorce, I went to go visit a friend. Her name's Zora, if any of you know her. And this was the backyard of where she was at the time. She was stationed in Trinidad. So I decided to fly out. We were sitting in her backyard. And I literally remember this one moment where we were sitting on the patio and she looked at me . She looked at me and she said, "Shazia, you're meant for something big." And I remember, like, I literally remember my mouth quivering, because I didn't want that. And I just put my head down and I was like, but I don't want that. And in my mind and in my heart, I was like, I don't want to be bigger. I want to just be boring. I want to be normal. I want to just live a boring life. I don't want to have to be the person that is going to write the book, Eat, Pray, Love, and turn my life upside down. And it's already upside down, and I'm divorced. And I'm going to die an old maid. And this was supposed to be something to lead me to something greater. I didn't want that. I just didn't want that. And I was crying, and I was angry, and I was shaking my head, but there was something else that was happening in the same moment. And I remember I looked up at her and I said, "I know, and I'm ready." Because I knew inside that I was, even though I didn't want it. I didn't want my life as it looked at the time. And I didn't even want how big it could be. But that part of me that knew was okay, I'm ready. I'm ready. And from that moment, things just opened up. So this one sentence I want to say to you too: you're meant for something big. Just let that sink in. And if you're ready, type in "ready" in the chat box. Yeah. I'm just crying for you, because you get to be so ready. Even if a part of you isn't ready, you get to be so ready for all the things, all the things. So let me tell you what happened for me after I declared. So you guys all declared today ready, and I just declared through tears. I declared ready. And here's the thing. Here's what happened next. So I have a beautiful home. That's my second home now. I have two beautiful homes. I got married to my soulmate. Can you believe I didn't die an old mate? I married my beautiful husband, Antonio, who gave me this beautiful ring that, oh, by the way, that was on my vision board and it's on my hands now. I have an amazing purpose-filled life. This is me taking a client skydiving. I take my clients to the most amazing places through experiential coaching. I speak now. I love speaking. That's always been who I am. I love inspiring women like you to go for it. And I love watching you succeed. And most importantly, aside from all of the things, I am so fulfilled. I'm so fulfilled. It doesn't mean I don't cry. It doesn't mean I don't get angry. It doesn't mean like my emotions went somewhere. I'm still very deeply feeling, but I feel really fulfilled and I'm living my full life. So today, what I have is love. I met my soulmate, which by the way, is me. And Antonio gets to also be another soulmate. I have money. I have financial freedom and a thriving business. I do have time. I wanted to put that on here too. I have a lot of time. I have an abundance of time to do what I want when I want it. I have that freedom. I have confidence. I love who I see in the mirror. I genuinely do. I'm like, ooh, you know, I like looking at myself. I didn't like looking at myself in that other picture, by the way. I have purpose now. I'm living my purpose and living my full potential in a way that I love. And like I said, I am fulfilled and feeling full with my life. So what is the thing or the things that you want to have in your life? What are those things? Type those in the chat so I can see. Peace, happiness, confidence. Yes, yes. Time, money, freedom, confidence. Love it. I love that you are putting all of the things because we don't have to pick just one anymore. You get to pick all the things and they don't have to, things that don't even feel like they work together can work together. It is whatever you want. Okay, stability, tranquility, happiness, good health. Fulfilling all my craziest goals. Yes, I love that. Health and happiness, bigger family and my dream business, more money, confidence, travel, financial abundance, prosperity, luxury, tranquility. I just want to highlight those of you who are saying money and financial abundance. This is a space for you to really say it loud and proud. Like, that's why I'm talking about being rich. We're not going to hold back anymore and think like, oh, it's humble. I should be humble and it's noble to like not want money. Hell no, like you get to have money. Put it out there. Let's say it. Okay, faith, love, joy, consistency, stability, luxury, confidence, self-belief, happiness, fulfilling career, good health, travel, a thriving online business. Okay. Ooh, you already have a beautiful family living in a mansion. Okay, I love that. Love that. Okay, a real village to raise my kids together, an awesome wardrobe designed by me and other pieces I love, helping raise other women up with me, ease in my day-to-day. Okay, love it. Love the specificity there. So I know some of you are already asking, I had to do a whole slide on this. What did it take to have it all? I can already hear some of you looking at my story and just thinking, how did you do it? What did it take? So let's talk about that. That's the meat of today, is the 4 core principles. What are the 4 core principles to really have it all? And so I sat down and I was very thoughtful about what it took to have it all. Because if I only give you one action or one step, it's not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough to make that lasting, sustainable change and live that big dream. So I really brought it down to 4 core principles. And these are the exact principles that when I look back at my life and what shifted it, this is what did it. Okay, so I read your mind. I knew it. I knew somebody was like, what did it take? Okay, so the first core principle is to listen. Were you thinking it was going to be something else like, go do XYZ? No, the first thing is actually to listen. So stop resisting. Listen to what your heart is calling for. It's like that moment I shared with you where my friend is reflecting to me, you're meant for something big. And I'm like, but I don't want it. I want this thing. And I just want this. And just give me this thing. And I wasn't allowing. Notice going from fist, like where are you holding on tightly to something versus releasing and receiving. So you get to be really honest with yourself and listen to what it is that you really want. What are you resisting? And also, what do you want? Be honest about it. So the clues are there. When I show you my successful life, It's literally related to so many things when I look back on my life, what I've been good at, what I've enjoyed, what lights me up. Your clues are there too. So don't deny it. Let's go back to the perfectionist conversation we had all the way before we even started. And some of you were saying, I'm a recovering perfectionist. Guess what? The clue is there. You are a perfectionist. I am a perfectionist. Let's stop trying to resist that and use it in a way that works. So when you start listening, when you start looking at the clues of your life, what have you been really good at? What have you loved doing? Those things will show up in when you live your biggest self. They don't change. It's not like you become a new person, and you certainly don't become a bad person. Let's not go back to that fear of who will I become. You and your greatness is being more of who you are. Okay, so what do you really want? Let's answer that question, because the big questions are here. Who are you? What calls you? So what do you really want? Let's type it in the chat. I'm gonna drink some water. Okay. Okay, this is where I get stuck. That's really good for you to notice. And I'm glad you said that. There doesn't have to be the end all be all answer here. It's not like if you don't know the answer here, now you're doomed. You just get to start somewhere. So what do you really want? And just listen. There's probably something that's being said and you're just like, no, that's not it. Just allow it to come forth. What do you really want in this moment? You can start there. What do you really want? But my sense is that when you're feeling stuck, it's because there is something that you're not saying. You're not allowing yourself to be or want. Okay. Okay. And if you want a lot of things, you're saying you get stuck because you want a lot of things, no problem. You can want all the things. Again, it doesn't have to be one thing. I'm doing this because we're in a masterclass today, but you can have an endless list of things. It's like the 100 dreams list that many of you have been on the journey with. You can have lots of things that you want. So what do you really want? Okay, to be a game changer in my industry, to be my own hero, to write and live my dream of being a writer, live in my fullest potentials and help others to reach their full potential, be a global motivational speaker and have my own podcast and thriving online business. Yes, yes, an abundant life, doing what I love, making a huge difference for people and making great money doing it and being self-expressed and having fun doing it. Yes, 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 yes. Make an impact in the world, achieve my dreams. Yes. So many things. So you start here. That's the first core principle. So let's move on to the second core principle. Okay, you get to trust. You get to trust. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. And I'm not recovering, okay, even though I want to feel like I am. I like to be in control of things. Type in control if that's like you too, okay? So I like to be in control of things because I feel like I can do it best. And if I let go of control, things are just not going to work out. So many controls are coming through the chat. Okay, so we're not recovering anything, but it's true. I like control. Sounds like some of you like control too. Here's the thing. Trust that you are and will be held. So that energy of wanting to be in control is actually going to limit you. And I had to learn to trust. Again, I thought my life in this small way would make me succeed, but it made me so unhappy and so unfulfilled and so small. And I had to trust that I was going to be taken care of if I just let go. And that is what happened for me, because there's a divine purpose for you. My divine purpose was not to live in a miserable marriage where I was walking on eggshells all the time and I was playing small to not make others feel uncomfortable and just spending weekends with my in-laws, like at dinner parties, talking about the same things over and over again. Like that wasn't what my life was meant to be. My life was actually meant to be here with you right now. So there is a divine purpose for you. And I had this inspiration come to me one night. I woke up in the middle of the night, like literally like with a start. And I woke up and I heard this message and it said, let go. Your heart is awake. And I needed to hear that. I needed to hear that and believe it. And I'm going to tell you an example. For me, that was the greatest level of trust. And sometimes I still can't even believe it. So I remember when I was going through my divorce, I had started my coaching training because, you know, my life was falling apart. So I might as well just start training. I had nothing else to do. And when I went for my third level of training, I had this teacher. Her name was LA. I mean, it still is LA. So LA was this tall, like very like skinny white woman with silver hair. She was much older. She must have been in her maybe 70s. And she had these like piercing hazel eyes. And she came into the room with like this passion and this like force about her. And I just remember thinking, I like this woman. Who is she? I could tell she was like living her life in the fullest way. And there was something really different about her and something mystical. I actually call her the mystic now. And so after class was over, I just went up to her and I said, LA, what do you like? What's your advice for me? So she turns to me. So we're sitting next to each other. So she turns to me and she's like, Shazia, you get to do leadership. And I turn back to her and I'm like, yes, I'll do it. So I say yes, because I'm just like, she said to do it, so I'm going to do it. So I'm all in, I'm really excited. So I go home and I go on the website and it's like this next level of this program. And it's a 10-month program in the mountains of Asheville. And I'm like, oh my God, okay, I'm still going to do it. I'm still going to do it. And then I look and the cost of the program, okay, is $13,900, okay? $13,900. And I'm like, I'm going through a divorce. I've never spent, the most I'd ever spent on any personal growth was a $125 event that I had to ask like 15 people what they thought about it before I actually went. Okay. So I was not the kind of person at the time who was investing in myself at all. I literally was like, holy-ish. So I had a choice in front of me. I could have easily said no. I would never see LA again. Who cares? I'm never going to see her again. I can make a prudent decision for my life. But I had this feeling in my heart of trusting. I was like, I just trust this woman for some reason. I trust her. So I'm going to do it. And I signed up. Now I didn't have $13,900 lying around. I didn't have it, but I trusted her and I trusted it. And it changed my life. That program changed my life, which, by the way, LA was a co-facilitator. I learned how amazing she is. She changed my life in ways I can't even begin to tell you. And who you see today is because I took that moment, in that moment, to say yes and trust myself, which is the next core principle, is to say yes. You don't need to know the how. I already know some of you are asking me, how did you come up with $14,000? How did you do it? Listen, the money came. The money, it came from like, it just always comes. Resources are infinite. Like money is the least of our worries. It's about deciding what are you going to say yes to in your life and then trusting that the divine will bring you what you need to move forward. So take the leap. Take the leap. How many of you are ready to take the leap? Just type in leap and whatever that is. You know, I'm not sending you, by the way, to this leadership program. That's not what I'm doing. Okay, yes, look at how many of you are ready. This is what is going to change your life. It is when you take bold action. And that takes courage, okay? So I really want to talk about this piece around being bold. The reason that this class is called Your Rich, Bold, Beautiful Life is because you get to be so bold in what it is that you want in your life. And your life will reflect the level at which you take courageous and bold action. So sure, can you move forward step by step by step? Yes, you can. And it will take, just like if you look on Google Maps, if you walk some distance, it's going to take you a much longer time than if you drive there. But what if you can fly there? Okay, stay with me, because if you jump off the cliff, if you take that leap, you absolutely will be reciprocated. The universe will reciprocate in that way. And this was such a hard thing for me to understand, because I was an engineer and I like things to be practical and I want to understand, well, how does it work? And is that realistic? That's the way I used to think. But when I think about all of the things I've had in my life, it's because I was courageous and I took bold action. So be the woman you are, not the one you should be. So even if you've been operating from a certain place up until now, you still get to be the woman that you are inside. You would not have shown up today if there is not a part of you that is so courageous, that is so ready. You just wouldn't be here. Like you wouldn't find this interesting. So I already know this about you, but you're living your life in so many shoulds, and should is a could with shame. It's a could with shame. So let's let go of that shame. Let's let go of the shame of being who you are because you're worried, you're afraid of what somebody else will think, and actually become the woman that you are. So to live a rich, bold, beautiful life, you get to make bold choices. This is my secret sauce right here. This is one of them. Every time I make a bold decision, I have like bold things come to life every single time. Okay, so I put in a bonus because that was the fourth principle, but I put in a fifth principle because here's the other thing. You know, I came back to this PowerPoint deck because I was like, there's something still missing. Like I can tell you all these things and I can inspire you and you can be like, yes, I feel so good in this moment. And then you can go back and get caught up in your day-to-day life again. And that's not going to serve you. So I thought about what was the thing that helped me over the long run? What made it sustainable? And it's that I did it with support. I went to that leadership program. I hired coaches. I was in therapy forever, like forever and ever before I even started on this journey. So I have done a lot of things with support, but my big leaps have been because I have somebody there with me along the way. Because left to my own devices, trust me, my inner critic, my self-doubt, my imposter syndrome is strong. She can probably like beat yours up. Strong she is. So if you're looking at me and thinking, Shazia, but you're so confident and you don't feel these things, yes, I do. And I feel them in a really big way. In fact, Jill from my dream team is on here. She's heard me. She knows. So I'm being really transparent with you that I can't do this without support. Doing it alone does not work. It just doesn't. You're taking one step forward and then taking two steps back when that doubt comes back in. And so when you have support, you can have somebody there with you to run with you, to leap with you. I mean, I literally take my clients skydiving. We literally jump out of a plane. You can count on me to be there with you. Okay, so let's talk about the secret of people who have it all. Okay, it's very simple. Not we, because I'm not including you, but many people ask, why me? Why me? And somebody said this earlier too in the chat, like, why me? That feeling of like, why me? So the secret of people who have it all is they ask us a very different question, but it's just slightly changed. They ask, why not me? Why not me? So if you are ready to start saying, why not me? Just type in yes in the chat. See you, Jennifer Faria, Man, Asma, Reshma, Aisha Aruba. Oh my goodness, ladies, Hawa, Shala. So many yeses. So many yeses. Yes, why not you? Why not me? Why not? Yes, Jasmine, amazing. Yes. Okay. So, are you ready to live your rich, bold, beautiful life as a whole? As a whole, type in yes if you're ready. Can I just tell you, like, chat can get so sassy too. I just love it. Like, we can say so many things in the way that we type things. I love it. Oh my God, so many yeses, amazing. Okay, so why did you show up today? I know I've been saying this over and over again, like why you're here today. And again, there's a divine reason you're here. So you're tired of feeling unsatisfied and like everyone else's life is moving on except yours. Oh, I know that so well. Looking at everyone else and being like, when is it going to be my turn? You want to do more of what you love, spending time with your loved ones, making a difference, and using your potential to the fullest. And you want to do less of what kills your vibe. So playing small, scrolling other people's lives, yes, and trying to figure it out on your own. And deep down in your heart, you know feeling your best is the key to fulfillment while finally creating a bigger impact, more richness, and more purpose in your life. So it's time for you to live full out and get what you want through a visible path. Okay. And I'm going to show you the path. I'm telling you, I'm going to show you the path. Okay. And this path is going to take all the guesswork out of where to go and illuminates. This part is important. Remember when you talked about your light? Your light gets to shine all the way. This path will illuminate your life with simple directions of where to go next. It's a path filled with connection, fulfillment, and deep love. And it's also a path that allows your light to be the illumination. That's the beautiful part about it. So remember, nothing I've shared with you today is theory. This is literally what I did to make my life rich and beautiful. Those 4 core principles plus that 5th one of getting support, this is what I did. This is what I did to change my life from where it was 10 years ago to now. So I started from rock bottom, losing the people I loved most in my life, not having access to exclusive resources and tools. I don't come from any wealth. I don't come from anything. I come from a very regular, very dysfunctional Indian family, part of a Muslim community that had a lot of expectations. And I didn't meet a lot of those. And I didn't start with a lot of things. And I went to bottom. And the results where I am now came because I trusted the path that opened up in front of me. So if I can do this, you can do this too.